stage. And we'll just need the lights on the stage and the screens for the slides. Remember that while they're getting all set up, the summer is not quite a break. There's a lot of things going on. On the fun side of things, there's some plans on maybe having some, cooking kinds of sessions to help, teach people various cuisines and things like that. So we might plan on doing that. Just keep an eye out for those things. We'll have Jnana Yagnas during the summer. In fact, we have one scheduled now for the week of July 10th. So that's Swami Shantanandaji is going to come from New Jersey to come here and give a yagna then. And we have another one planned, I think, later in the summer as well. So lots of activities planned. There is a kids camp that's being planned for a week-long kids camp. We'll give the details soon. We're just trying to finalize the dates for those things. So lots of activities going on. So we know you'll keep visiting the temple, but keep in contact with the website, and we'll keep updating things then. We typically will start Balaviyat again next year after the Sunday after Labor Day is our typical start date.
Hari Om everyone. Myself Ashish, and I am joined by Aparna as co-narrator. And I am delighted to be a part of this awesome group of people who have tried to enact some of the stories from Srimad Bhagavatam based on the learnings from the months of discussions during the Satsang as well as the teachings of our beloved Guru. Also, special thanks to our dear Sureshji and Sujanaji, without whom the understanding of Bhagavatam wouldn't have been so simple and fun. Now, presenting in front of you all is the modern day setting of Srimad Bhagavatam, where Raja Parikshit is asking questions from Maharishi Shukdev to understand the meaning of life when his life was about to end. Raja Parikshit is being enacted by Bala, and Maharishi Shukdev is being enacted by Dhruv. In the very first question from Raja Parikshit asking, where is God? Maharishi Shukdev recites the beautiful story of Bhakt Prahlad, who was Bhagwan Vishnu's ardent devotee, while his father, the Asur king Hiranyakashyap, considered himself as God. In this story, Bhagwan Vishnu appeared as Narsimha avatar to protect his devotee. Bhakt Prahlad is enacted by Ketki, and Jaideep comes as Satsang participant who will share with us how to apply the acquired knowledge from this story in today's world.
Hari Om. Narayana Narayan. Govinda Govinda. Hari Hari. I am an ardent bhakta of Bhagwan Shri Krishna. Through satsang with rishis and sadhus, I learned about my true nature, which is the nature of God. But my father Hiranyakashipu loathed me for my devotion to Bhagwan. He did many things to me. He threw me over a cliff. He threw me into a pit of poisonous snakes. With his sister, he even tried to burn me. However, Bhagwan was there to protect me. Even through all of these hardships, I never cried. I was never fearful. I never asked the question, why me? Because I understood that Bhagwan is here. I see him everywhere in his creation. I see him in you, and I see him in myself. Bhagwan is ever ready to help his devotees and is waiting right here, just waiting for us to call him. Bhagwan even took the avatar of of Narasimha to make sure that no harm came to me. Hari Om.
Hari Om, everyone. In today's tech world, where we are constantly connected, it's easy to lose sight of divine presence that exists within and around us. The story of Prahlad reminds us that we can connect with God anywhere, anytime. In Satyuga, one needs to perform intense meditation and austerities to attain God. But in Kali Yuga, just chanting God's name is considered most effective way. One thing you can do in your life is that when you wake up in the morning, when you have your meal, when you go for sleep, you should chant God's name. You need to make that as a habit so that you can attain your spiritual moksha. We should not let external factors consume us, distract us from our spiritual pursuits. Instead, we should strive to cultivate a sense of mindfulness and gratitude. And how you can do that is by visualizing God in everyone. God resides in you, God resides in me. There's a beautiful sloka in Gita. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, Brahmane Gavi Hastini, Shuniche Shapake Cha, Pandita Samdarshini. Thank you.
That was a wonderful explanation. Now coming to the next scene where Maharishi Shukadev explains to Raja Parikshit about how to respond to negativity by reciting the story of Dhruva, who performed austerities to please the god at a tender age of 5. Faith can move mountains, and Dhruva's pristine devotion ensured that he achieved what he strived for. Such was the young boy's determination and dedication. Dhruva is being enacted by Madhuri, and again, Jaideep will talk about practical applications in current times at Satsang attendee.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. My mom, Mother Suruchi, did not allow me to sit in my father's lap along with my brother Uttama. My mother, Suniti, consoled my anger and sadness and suggested to pray for that Lord and get the position that no one can ever take. Respected my mother's words, and I set to the forest. On my way, I met Narada Mahamuni, who actually taught me about this japa on Narayana Mantra. With intense tapas, I was able to reach that Lord and pleased him in less than 6 months. He gave me the boon to go to the realm of Dhruvaloka after I completed my dharma on this earth as a king. But I was very upset and regretful for not asking him for the ultimate bliss. I never forgot him in my joy and sorrow, and finally achieved my ultimate goal of remaining steadfast in that Supreme Self. Hari Om.
Hari Om, everyone. So when faced with rejection and negativity, Dhruva turned towards divine and found inner strength and purpose. By surrendering himself and seeking help from God, Dhruva was able to transform his pain into growth and become great spiritual leader. If you hear the numbers, he was 5 years old and he attained God from not knowing who Narayan is from that point to attaining Narayan just in 6 months. What must have been his focus? We should apply some rules or niyams in our life, like meditating 5 minutes in the morning, taking any sloka or any mantra, or you can take Narayan mantra and do meditation for 5 minutes. It will give you the charge for whole day. Second thing is practicing forgiveness and compassion towards those who may have hurt us can help us transform our pain into growth. We can also practice self-reflection, self-improvement to address any negative patterns in our behavior. We should, in practical, we must have there must have been incidents when someone has done negative to you. What you should do is forgive them, take them off from your head, and then move on. Focus on your work and do your best. Thank you.
Hari Om. Raja Bali is a mighty and powerful king. He conquered all the lokas and he started performing Ashwamedha Yajna on the banks of river Narmada. Then came a small Brahmin boy to the Yajnashala. It was Lord Vamana. Raja Bali asked the little boy to wish for anything, and he can give him everything and more than what he wants. But Lord Vamana asked for only 3 steps of land. Now, let's see how Raja Bali reacted when he had so much power and fame. Today, we have Srimati Tanuja ji here performing as Raja Bali. And then we will have Sri Renukanand ji, our Satsang participant, reflecting on the same.
I, the demon king, Mahabali, ruled my kingdom with righteousness. I was loved dearly by all my people. This power and fame brought me more greed and ego, and I defeated Indra to wrongfully occupy heaven, the abode of the gods. But the faith and prayers of the gods to Lord Vishnu granted them the boon, and Lord Vishnu himself incarnated as the Brahmin boy Vamana and defeated my ego. Agreeing to fulfill Lord Vamana's wishes to occupy the land by just 3 steps, I had to give up the heavens and the earth. As a 3rd step, I offered my own head. Impressed by my humility and devotion to my people, the Lord Vishnu granted me the wish to rule Patal Lok and visit the earth once a year during Onam. Hari Om.
Hari Om, everyone. As a satsang participant, what I've learned from this is that one with power should not definitely, on the extreme, use this to cause harm to the society. If we leave that out, we have several examples of that. You should see yourself as an ambassador of God who has given this power to help others in need, and also attributing all of this success to Bhagwan and thinking always about Bhagwan, keeping Bhagwan in the center of everything that you do. Be a role model and influence others to take this path. Lead a simple life. There are several examples in the current life. Take Mark Zuckerberg, be it Keanu Reeves, Warren Buffett, Rajnikant, Narayan Murthy, Sudha Murthy. There are several, just to name a few. Be compassionate, be humble, and then be and have gratitude. Do not use this power to fulfill selfish desires, and also do not think or say that will bring the I-ness or the me-ness in you. Hari Om. Thank you.
Hari Om. Lord Sri Krishna and Sudama were best friends in the Gurukula of Sandipini Rishi. But later in life, Sudama had to live in utter poverty. But he always remembered his childhood days with Bhagwan Sri Krishna. One day his wife told him, "Go to the palace, go to Dwaraka, see your best friend Krishna and get some gifts." Sudama just wanted to see his best friend. He took 4 handfuls of puffed rice that his wife gave him and set out to Dwaraka. Today we have Sri Shashikumar ji as Sudama and Srimati Madhuri ji, our Satsang participant, who are going to tell us what does selfless love for God mean.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I, Sudama, a poor Brahman, I have so much love and respect towards Bhagwan Sri Krishna. I was so tired, I was not able to walk. When I thinking to go to meet Dwaraka, Bhagwan Sri Krishna, with his grace, he was able to meet me. When I met him, he greeted me so much and given love and respect. I do not have any wishes, but when I came home, returned home happily filled with love and respect to Krishna. I do not ask anything Krishna, but he granted my wife all wishes. Hari Om, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hari Om. Again, I don't think I'll do any justice compared to the 4th and 5th graders and 9th to 12th graders have already done on this one. So, but I'll try. 3 practical aspects of what I thought of that selfless love for the God would be one is transitioning myself more from belief to the faith, where belief shatters and faith grows stronger with the hardships. A simple example for that would be everything happens for a reason, whether we know at that moment why it happened or not. So accepting that everything happens for a reason is a practical thing I thought of. And the second thing I thought of was like serving the multiverse is same as serving the Lord. So how can we do that practically? It's as simple as just not wasting the resources within us or outside of us, basically. So within us, not having that jealousy, hatred, and negative feelings, and around us is just protecting all our natural resources, as simple as water, and not wasting the food that we eat, and always protecting the Mother Nature. And the third aspect of selfless love for God, I thought, was gratitude. Always be happy with what we were given. Nothing is mine, and always give it back what I got. Whether it is wealth, time, and effort, or being kind and being there for someone when needed, sharing the knowledge I have, and hopefully, finally, letting my ego go. Hari Om.
Raja Parikshit is Arjuna's grandson. He was cursed by Rishi Shringi that he will die on the 7th day by the bite of a snake named Takshaka. Raja Parikshit renounced everything and went to the banks of Ganga. There, all rishis and munis joined him. Then came Sri Shukdev Maharaj and expounded the Mahabhagavatam to him. All Parikshit's questions were answered by Sukdev Maharaj. Today, on stage, we have Sri Dhruvji as Sukdev Maharaj and Sri Balakrishna ji as Parikshit. So, I want to share with all of you why we need to do this satsang and the question of the purpose of satsang. I will let them perform today.
Hey Rajan, the question you asked me. Hey Rajan, the question you asked me about what is the purpose of satsang and why should we all engage is a very relevant one. You see, all of our hearts today are filled with sorrow and we are fearful all the time. And that is because of attachments. Attachments to fellow beings, our family, and attachments to power, position, and wealth. How can we liberate ourselves from these attachments? By the power of satsang and satsang alone. So now you will ask me, what does satsang mean? Satsang, sat in itself means truth, and sang means to be in the company. So you are in the company of truth when you are actually being in satsang. That's the power when you prostrate in front of Bhagwan, when you get lost in his leelas, when you look at his divine nature. It's all around us. It's all pervading. That's where satsang happens, everywhere around us. We just need to put our thoughts and mind to it. What the purpose of satsang is many folds, but I'll give you a couple. One is it builds supreme self-devotion in us to be attached, not to be attached, but detached from everything that's material, and to focus on Bhagwan's Leela. It takes all the negativities out of our heart. And last but not the least, it fills our heart with pure joy. That's what makes us fearless when we don't have any attachments. So, Rajan, do you want to be fearless or do you want to be fearful?
Want to be fearless. Hari Om. Being a modern day, present day, as a parent and as a member of the Chinmaya Mission, what I take home as a part of this satsang is being a student of Vedanta, trying to learn from all different means, different books, different means about Vedanta is super important for me. We know, this Vedanta knowledge was taught in a Gurukul structure where students from different backgrounds came together and worked with respected gurus and learned this Vedanta in a very practical way. So fast forward to our present day in a modern day today, what comes close to you is an environment like this, a group like this, a satsanga, where folks like us from different backgrounds of the life. Some are parents, some are grandparents, some are young adults, some are teachers, some are engineers, some are doctors. And we, amongst us, we have experienced and passionate coordinators like Sujana and Suresh, coming together and learn from it, from each other's life experiences, and take home the lessons every week to our lives is a blessing. That's what I want to attend this satsang every week and look forward. Hari Om.
So now we are going to chant Chatushloki Bhagavatam that we always do before starting our Bhagavatam satsang. Ahamevasamevagre nanyad sadasatparam paschadaham yadetaccha yo vashishyeta sosmyaham ritertam yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta chatmani tadvidyadatmano mayam yata vaso yata tamaham yata mahanti bhutani bhuteshu chavacheshvanu प्रविष्टान्यप्रविष्टानि तथा तेषु न तेष्वहम् एतावदेव जिज्ञास्यम् तत्त्वजिज्ञासुनात्मनः अन्वयव्यतिरेकाभ्याम् यत्सत् सर्वत्र सर्वदा सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः. Hari Om. I would like to invite our facilitators, Srimati Srujanaji and Sri Sureshji, to come onto the stage. I think without you, we wouldn't have been able to do this performance. But we also like to thank you for all that you did throughout the year. Spent your weekends for us, and during the weekdays too, making the presentations. Not just the story. I think we all read the book, but listening from you was completely different. It was our something we were looking forward every weekend. So our heartfelt thanks and gratitude.
Thank you all for staying. I know the food is calling to all of us. So without much ado, we'd like to go. I actually will confess that this whole thing is run by Suresh. He does the slides, he does the preparation. I just come for the chanting. And of course, I prepare with him, so I get to learn a lot. So if you're all thinking that I have any part in this, please disregard that. He does a lot of preparation. But the group has been very nice because I think with Bhagavatam, although we say Vedanta all the time, we both actually, as we were studying, we understood that Bhagavatam has a lot of philosophy in it. So it was a really eye-opening experience for me. I'll let him finish up.
Oh, anyway, I think thank you all. It was an awesome performance, by the way. First of all, thank you to all of you for staying, but really thank you for coming to Balavihar every year. I mean, the thing is that me and all the teachers, all the volunteers, we spend the time because we just enjoy it. We don't do it. There's just so much joy actually in feeling like we're giving back something back to the community. And so with that, thank you to all of you. Thank you to you, and stay in touch. We will start next year in Balavihar, and look forward to the summer activities. Thank you. Picture.